on a handoff and go over the right side of the line over the guard tackle position. Here you see, and he's stuffed here by 96 and 57 with no chance. Chris Williams getting the first points ever of the World Football League on a 2-point sack and safety.
Well, that's not quite what Coach Kennan was expecting. We can see now the Monarchs have to kick the ball off again as rules by the safety. Frankfurt takes the ball in on their 28-yard line, and a nice run coming upfield. Number 87 brought down by number 99, Nigel Hoyt, one of the British players who are now playing with the London Monarchs.
Looks like Nigel Hoyt has found a starting position on the special teams, because we've seen him out there several times along with Victor Ubedijk, and it's good to see these guys get on special teams and start on that division.
Well, he's made his first tackle as a professional player, so good luck to him from here on in. As the Frankfurt Galaxy come out, 1st and 10.
Here we see the German commentator talking through Chris Williams on his 2-point, and we're going to miss some of the play here, but they're going through how he scored the first ever points, a historic 2-point sack and safety for the Galaxy, and who knows what's going to happen, whether they're going to go on to win from that.
Well, he just put his name in the history books as the first ever points in the first ever game of the New World League. He looks like a happy man. 2nd down, coming out, Perez over with 1 single setback and 4 wide receivers. Quick step, looks over, slant in pocket. Very quick passing plan to number 89, brought down by the strong safety, Dan Crossman. That slant in pattern should work a lot. That's just Bartello comes over quickly from the right-hand side. The cornerback doesn't get a chance to set up. Lee, that was number 89, coming in from the right-hand side.
Quick little slant pattern, excellent high percentage pass, and he's making well use of it, Perez.
1st and 10 from their own 34. Another quick drop back, almost intercepted as the safety came over, looking at that ball. He was looking again for number 89, as Dan Crossman, number 31, got one hand on it, not quite able to pull it in.
Crossman in practice during the week was looking very, very sharp, and there you saw a one-hand grab. He nearly dragged it in. That was a timing pattern that was just a bit away.
Mr. Elway doesn't look to be exceptionally happy right now. He's got his hands on his hips. He does have a 2-point lead.
Well, that's what I got to know. He just...
Perez dropping back 7 yards. Downfield, a long pass just over the heads of number 25 and number 87 Lee. Number 25 being Steve Bartolo. Coming out of the backfield.
Good pressure, Lance, there up the middle, and the Monarchs defense is starting to click a bit more because Perez had to hurry that ball, and he had to throw it up and away because he was throwing into high coverage.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
I don't know if our viewers at home can hear that. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
Let's go!
But that is the coach telling his players a little bit quicker, a little more effort, please.
Takes them a while to get into this 35-second rule, Lance.
Perez dropping back, dancing feet, looking around, brings the ball down, goes upfield, gets hit by number 31. Dan Crossman takes that hit, leans forward 1 more yard for a 1st down. Quarterbacks don't normally like to get hit by strong safeties, but he did that to get 1 extra yard and get the 1st down. First time we've seen a quarterback bring the ball down and go running. Take us through, Wayne.
Here we see Perez going back. He sees the coverage. Too well covered. He takes off and runs with the ball, and here's where Crossman is so effective. He comes back from his free safety position, strong safety position, and makes the excellent hit. He bounces forward. Excellent effort by the quarterback to get an extra yard.
Perez looking quickly to the right on yet another slant in. Very difficult to stop. This quick coming in from the right-hand side where the receiver takes 1 step and slants to the right. That was number 88, Gordon, coming in from the right side.
They're starting to hit those quick patterns, 90 series or quick ins or quick slants, and it's causing a lot of concern because you don't know whether the wide receiver is going to stop and go and have a fade on you or whether he's going to go for a quick in.
Second down, about 4 yards to go. Here he comes. Baker coming around the left side, outrunning the linebacker, getting the first down, getting knocked out of bounds by Kenny Sale, the linebacker, number 51, having picked up the first down.
I think Baker is starting to find his feet a bit in this game here, and he's motoring really well. He nearly turned the corner there, and Sale had to really make an excellent tackle to get him out of bounds. Here they come up to the huddle again.
Timeout, Galaxy, when he saw those backs coming in for a blitz. Welcome back as we pick up 3rd and 1 after the timeout. Perez over the center, 3rd down, 1 yard to go.
Yes, I think Monarchs are going to have to pick themselves up a bit here, Lance, because they're not starting to perform as we expected them to.
Early days, Wayne, early days. Rolling out to the right, looking, not looking long enough. Brought down in the backfield yet again by Roy Hart, number 75, Mr. Action Man himself.
Excellent stun by Hart there. He beat his man clear. Center didn't get the block on him. You can see him here penetrate well. It looks like the center was on a rollout or on a special assignment, because it comes in and makes a great play. Hart backed up by 53. Brown, Maryland Brown.
Perez looking downfield yet again. Timing pattern throwing, just slightly overthrowing 87 Jay Johnson. Johnson seems to be right now Perez's favorite receiver. He goes to him every time he is in 3rd down with long. It's been Johnson the man. Slightly overthrown then.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
You hear the coach trying to get that 35-second rule into these guys, and it's very difficult when you're used to 40 seconds.
Yeah. Hustle, Mike.
You better hurry up, Mike. Coach just told you to. Quick drop back. Again looking deep on the timing pattern, this time to the other side, but yet again to Johnson. First it was Johnson left, then it was Johnson right. Both times patterns, both times timing patterns, both times just over the head of the receiver.
They had him in double coverage this time, had the strong safety on him, and they had a cornerback on him, so it didn't have much chance to catch the ball there, so the ball was thrown up and away.
Well, we now have our field goal team on. We seem to have an injury down in the field. We have our field goal team on. And the first quarter stats are showing on a 0-0 score. We have no first downs by either the Monarch or Frankfurt. Defense is dominating. London's got 18 rush yards, Frankfurt 2. 6 pass yards for London, 15 for Frankfurt, 24 total yards, London 17. Total yards Frankfurt. Defensive battle, Wayne.
Yes, very, very good defensive battle. That's the first quarter stats, but as you know, we're into 2-0 now for Frankfurt, and we're looking at possibly extending that lead with the young German kicker.
Here we are, Maslow trying for the field goal. And the kick is up and good from his own 25. 3 points, Maslow in front of his home crowd. German player brought up from the ranks of the amateur game in Germany. Professional now, 3 points to give Frankfurt Galaxy a 5-0 lead. This is quite against the form books. We in London thought the Monarchs would be favorites, although the Frankfurt Galaxy went into this game being quoted as 5-point favorites. Wayne, are we being slightly disappointed by the Monarchs?
I think that maybe they believed a bit more of their credits than they should have. And if you look at this field goal, I mean, that had another 50 yards to go. That man's got a good right foot, Lance, and I think he's got a long way to go in this game.
Hello, Mom. I just scored 3 points. What do you think of that?
I think everybody in Germany knows that he scored 3 points there because the whole stadium is just rocking.
Now he gets to kick it again. Again, another name in the book. Frankfurt 5, London 0, as the Monarchs have yet to get their offensive machine anywhere near what Coach Larry Tennant thought they would be doing.
Yes, they must be disappointed with their nerves because the Galaxy have certainly come on strong here in the second quarter and are really pushing the Monarchs to might be a very surprising defeat.
Ball back, fielded by number 22, Garrett, comes up to about the 18-yard line. He's hit and fumble yet again. Referees, are they going to call that play down?
I don't think his knees were down. I think that was a fumble.
Well, if it was, it got recovered by one of the Monarchs because it's a Monarch ball. First and down from about their own 21.
Yes, that was a lucky call there because I think that was a legitimate fumble, Lance, but they got away with that one.
About 9 minutes to go in the second quarter. Mikowski back to Alexander on a draw play, doesn't get much at all, gets about up to the line of scrimmage, hit by number 57, Jeppe Pau.
For the man who played for Denver, he's looking a bit ponderous out there, Lance, because I don't think he's got the quick feet I expected from someone to be playing fullback for Denver.
Well, I think perhaps Denver used him more as a running back than as a blocking back than running back. He seems to hesitate before going for those holes. As a result, he's getting caught in his own backfield a lot. 2nd and 8. Mikowski dropping back, throwing to the right side, caught by number 85, Sargent. Knocked out of bounds by number 40, McCoy, the cornerback.
Excellent reception by Sargent there. Good pair of hands, good soft hands. I know you like to see that. Here we see the German interviewer just talking it through with the German kicker in front of his home audience and going through how he scored the first points for his team.
I think we just may have witnessed the very first down of the London Monarch offense just there. As they line up, Witkowski brings them out. A draw play yet again. We now have number 32 in the backfield. They brought in David Smith. Perhaps he's a little bit quicker getting to the line of scrimmage than his predecessor, Jeff Alexander.
Yes, he certainly looked a lot faster to the ball and out of that fullback position or single setback position and looked much sharper.
We have an offside. Looking for a stunt. Number 76, Mike Teaser, playing nose tackles, trying to get a very quick run to get in that backfield. 5 yards against Frankfurt Galaxy.
Offsides.
Yeah,
Defense.
Mike Teaser, the 6'2", 258 graduate out of Michigan, played with the Colts in the 90s, in 1990, but as a free agent, but didn't make the team, and he's trying again here as a starting position to make the NFL through the World League.
Well, for a big man, he's a very, very, very quick, a little bit too quick on that play. Witkowski going back, handing back to Smith, who comes up and is now beginning to grind out that yardage that we expected. Tackled by number 50, Kevin Wolfock. Little bit of testy nerves going out their way. And do you think the teams are a little bit overexcited?
Yes, but I think certainly the expectations that was expected of Alexander aren't forthcoming, and Smith looks a much better back out there, although Alexander's out there as well, so maybe they're playing a two-set back.
Mikowski back, going to Smith for the third time. Nice little move, gets off about 3 yards, brought down by number 22, the cornerback, Mark Seal.
Yes, he's a punishing runner, and he takes people on. He's not looking for holes. He's just prepared to run people over, break through into the secondary, and then go off to the races. He certainly seems a much, much better back.
Kowski bringing him up again, looking to go downfield even further. Get the first score on the board. Trap back under pressure, brought down by number 50, the linebacker Kevin Wlaf, coming yet again on a blitz, not being picked up on a blocking assignment. Little bit caught, wasn't sure what was going on, now looking to his coach at the sidelines.
Screen right.
Wlaf,
John!
the 6'1", 230 Portland State graduate, played 89 in the CFL with the Argos, and then went on to the NFL in 1990 and played with the Redskins. Here we see him as a starting inside linebacker for the World League Galaxy.
Kowski dropping back, looking right, throwing a screen to number 32 Smith, going upfield, nice little run, being knocked out by number 27 Starworth, number 78 Hendricks. About 20 yards on that play. They're going to Smith more and more. Is this a change in the fortunes of the London Monarchs, Wayne?
It certainly is. They brought Smith in very early. Their game plan after the first quarter wasn't working with Alexander. Here you see an excellent screen, nice little soft touch. And here he's not looking for open space. He says, I'm going to run you over. He's a load, Lance. He's a load.
Well, you notice number 27, Starworth, didn't really want to take on that big running back. He did get down low, but his heart wasn't in it.
Here we see the referees just talking over a point. Lance trying to get over some specific refereeing situation here. We can't hear or have the opportunity of hearing what they're saying, but it's nice to see those boys confer.
I don't think, Wayne, that the World League yet has the helmets installed in the quarterback's helmet where the coach will call directly to him. Do you think this will have an influence on the game later on when they get the helmets installed?
Second down.
With microphones?
Most certainly, because I think there's a lot of confusion out there with the early play calling, and they're not understanding exactly what the coach is calling, and et cetera, et cetera. I think once the helmet communication's in, I think you'll find a lot speedier game.
Second down, about 9 to go. Kowski back, looking again, throwing it to his running back. Number 22, Garrett, coming out, hit by Keith McCoy.
6'2" Garrett out of Princeton. He's one of 3 brothers that played for Princeton, and he won last year. He won the Ivy League Player of the Year. He's an excellent player and looking to make his establishment in this World League and hopefully go on to the NFL from there.
Monarchs ball on the 35-yard line. 3rd and 1. Back to Smith, high stepped over, lunged forward, picked up his extra first down, stopped by number 55, Pat Moore.
I think the whole influence of this game is changing with Smith coming in. Did you see that high step? That was like a Walter Payton there from a fullback, Lance. That was a very good play.
Walter Payton, Roger Craig. It's not important who has that high step as long as you get the first down. Referee's timeout. He's going to bring out the measuring sticks. There are some other changes, Wayne, as we watch this measuring, one of which, as I mentioned before, was in the grasp, where quarterback in the NFL, if a referee decides that a defensive player has his hands on the quarterback, he will blow the play dead. The World League has decided to let the quarterback see if he can still throw the ball, even though he may be being held on to by a defensive man. Does this put a quarterback more at risk, or does it keep the game flow going?
I think it keeps the game flow going, and it also makes the quarterback get out of that pocket and run with the ball a bit more.
4th down and inches on the Galaxy 34. Kowski drives to the right-hand side, following the center in his guard. I think he's got about a foot and a half, just enough for his first down. Should be first down London on about the 28-yard line.
Yeah, he followed the big Doug Marone there, number 59, 6'5", 300 pounds. And if I was going to follow somebody through that huddle, I definitely would want to follow a 300-pounder.
Well, if you look at that front line, they're all about 300 pounds, and this is the line that we expect. Watch the surge going forward here, Wayne.
Yes, you can see they're all just pushing back the Galaxy here, and you find now that they've got some intention about them, and they've got some purpose, and they're really making that drive and leg drive work.
Well, I think you called it earlier. Smith coming on, making an impact. Maybe he gets his offensive line fired up a little bit more. When a running back begins getting some big yards, the offensive line gets a little bit charged up as well. They seem to be firing out, making quite a bit of heavy contact on there, as we have a first down on about the 33-yard line. Bukowski back, fake draw, being pursued. Completed pass, out for about 6 yards, out on his own 29-yard to Garrett, the H-back, coming out of the backfield yet again, hit by number 40, Keith McCoy.
It's a second catch for Garrett, and he seems to be very versatile, playing in the backfield, catching or running the ball. And it's quite a sustained drive here the Monarchs are putting on, and it's probably the first sustained drive of the game of either side.
Well, again, it's back to, I think, that Smith and the offensive line are beginning to handle the Frankfurt Galaxy defense a little more aggressively. 2nd and 7. A draw play to Smith as he fights, trying to get back up to the line of scrimmage. He was caught in the backfield by Chris Williams, number 96. He fought off a tackle, kept going up. Williams finally nailed them where Smith had not quite gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
The second effort there saved a big loss there, and that's what I like about this young man. He seems to have much quicker feet than Alexander, and he's certainly making an impact, Lance.
Bukowski brings him up again. Princeton in action. A draw play right up the middle. Absolutely nobody between Smith and the goal line. Touchdown, London Monarchs.
Excellent play there. I think you'll find if we get a replay on that, Lance, that the Galaxy were on a blitz, and Tempo Pow, I think that's how I would pronounce it, as a good old Canadian. I think he just blew past Smith, and Smith was able to run unattended into the end zone for the first touchdown for the London Monarchs, and the first touchdown in the World League, Lance.
If you can take it through, Wayne, you're absolutely right. Number 57 blitzed and missed.
Yes, you see, blitzed and totally missed the running back Smith, and he's unattended it right into the end zone. Excellent play all around. Use blitz and you gamble, and you do have to pay for it, Lance.
Smith has made quite an impact. Watching this line go, the line has turned everybody out. Smith hesitates just a second, comes upfield. There are absolutely no defensive backs. He holds the ball a little bit like a loaf of bread. He must not be under any pressure, but that is a great feeling for that first touchdown, London Monarchs.
That's it. And the wide receivers did a great job on that play, Lance, because if you notice, they drove him wide, and that left the middle wide open.
We now have 6-5 London Monarchs, 7-5, because we've just had our point after by Phil Alexander. 7 Monarchs, London Monarchs 7, Frankfurt Galaxy 5. We'll see you after this short break in about 30 seconds time.
The line here, it's what happens when you blitz and you get caught, and certainly an excellent play by Smith.
We have the London cheerleaders here at Eurosport seeing their first ever touchdown as they anticipate their first game coming up in London next Sunday.
Here we see the special teams lining up, Lance, and I think you'll see 3 British players on this special teams.
Taken by Baker down the middle, hit at an early, rolls about 7 feet, hit by number 29, Victor Ubebidaiki, a player out of the British amateur leagues.
Assisted also by Nigel Hoyt. Excellent play there with also the kicker from
We have, Wayne, on that field, we had 3 British players from the amateur leagues. Do you think that they're going to have much of an impact, not only this game, but in games to come?
Well, I certainly think so, Lance, because they've made the starting team of a professional team.
Perez back, over the top, take it in. Referee saying an incompleted pass. The ball was never in control.
Yes, I was just saying, Lance, there's 3 guys that have made the special teams, which is a legitimate team on any professional football team, and they beat out other players to get there. So British players are not just cannon fodder. They're not just also-rans. They're guys who can play football at the highest level.
Well, we're seeing a bit of that now, and as you know, we have about 7,000 other British amateur players who must be watching this game thinking, I bet I could do that.
Yes, I'm sure you're right. And here we're going through an interview on the sidelines here with the German commentator talking Smith through his touchdown. And we're just trying to go through. Here we see Smith, who was in the pros with the Eagles. And he's an excellent young player out of Western Kentucky, and we'd like to see a lot more of him in the backfield for the Monarchs here.
Well, I don't think he'll have much of an easier 28-yard touchdown run than he had just there. Once he got through the line of scrimmage, absolutely no one between him and the goal line. Getting back to our British players, the Frankfurt Galaxy has 4 Operation Discovery players, as does the London Monarchs. Do you see in the future more and more British players and German players coming in and eventually replacing all of the Americans?
I see every opportunity for them to do it, and it's up for their willpower and desire to play at this level. 4 British players are doing it. 2 British players are in New York. So why not have British players on all the teams? Certainly, they are playing at the standard that can do it.
We have the Mexican wave being done in Frankfurt, or maybe you call this the Frankfurt wave. Perez coming back, throwing deep, looking to the right side, just slightly overthrown. Number 87, his favorite receiver, Jay Johnson.
Yeah, they're trying to work the outside on the corners here against Johnson. He looks like their best athlete on the field. He seems to be doing everything when it comes to passing.
3rd and about 10 yards here. Monarchs have just taken the lead. Very important to see what Frankfurt's going to respond to. Perez dropping back, going over the middle, almost intercepted. Knocked down out of the hands of Johnson, almost intercepted by the cornerback, number 25, Howard Fagans.
Yes, he threw in a deep coverage there. Free safety was sitting back there waiting, and he had one-on-one coverage as well. And I don't think Perez saw that coverage sitting up. As you can see here, it's gone over the top, and the man's just sitting back there. That was almost a suicide ball because they were sitting there back there waiting. Certainly Mr. Dodge from Dodge City was waiting for a shootout there.
A high snap, just got the punt up in the air. Over his shoulder, taking number 81. Brennan coming back, heading for the sidelines. Brought it back to about the 29-yard line.
We've seen that in the British leagues a bit with a man by the name of Atlas, who stands there and looks like he's not going to run with the ball, then suddenly takes off on those kicks, Lance. That's certainly something we've seen over here before, haven't we?
We have, not quite at the highest level we're